I just remember him hitting the ball very hard, squaring the ball up, and everyone jumping out of their seat in the dugout and you know, saying, you know, go baby, go baby, go baby, and like trying to talk the ball along.
I heard everyone cheering. I watched the ball as it went flying over, you know, right field fence. It had to have gone about 340.
That first home run got out of here in about, you know, 4 or 5 seconds.
I mean, people hit home runs all the time, but when Dillon Colemen hit his first home run, that was a special sound. Sitting around my dorm room waiting to call my dad about my first home run that was long, like 2 hours.
He said, yeah, I hit one into the pond, and I was like, well, I don't know what you mean. He says, you know where the pond is? And I said, oh, no you didn't, Dillon, no you didn't. I said, do not tell me that you hit a home run if you didn't hit a home run. Couldn't take it if he had, you know, been just kidding around with me. And once I realized he was serious, I had to sit down and I almost passed out.
To be able to tell the guy who taught you your baseball swing that you finally did basically the biggest thing you can do in a baseball game, the apex of what you can do, that was exciting. To be able to tell my father that was just such a blessing.
So we found out about halfway through my wife's pregnancy. The ultrasound technician hadn't seen any bones on the left hand. It was very difficult to process, you know, that next day. We did a lot of crying and trying to figure out how we're going to raise this child. One thing we felt strongly about, and that was that there would be no doubt, that he wasn't going to have any limits.
I touched a baseball before I could even remember it. You know, from the point I could grip something, it wasn't a rattle, it was a baseball.
By the time he was 1.5, he was swinging the bat a little bit. He couldn't even hold the bat well when he was 4 and 5 years old. It was so heavy for him. Bat's out of here. We were pretty confident he'd be able to play. I didn't know to what level, but I had confidence it would be a long way. And Pete Gray played you know, he was a position player. With Dillon having a lot more on his left arm than Pete Gray had, Pete Gray was above the elbow, I said he can do it.
The biggest challenges were not only getting people to believe that I could play, but convincing myself that I could. And those small details of the game, like switching the glove off a ground ball and strengthening my arm enough to make it a seamless effort, that was challenging.
He didn't get picked in Little League as a 10-year-old. He was a very good baseball player because there were coaches out there who just said, I'm not taking a chance on a kid with one hand.
Knowing you put your mind hard enough to something and knowing that kids who you knew didn't have as much talent as you or didn't put their mind to it, it was frustrating. It really was. As I got older and bigger and stronger, then that started to show. My dad said, be patient, it will come.
As he became stronger, his swing became more and more powerful and just quicker.
He has as much whip in terms of his swing mechanics as any guy I've ever coached, and it's just obviously because that hand is so dominant now. Attaboy.
Dillon had last year really came on offensively and was one of the leaders in RBIs on our team and batting average, so we were really surprised to see him hitting the ball hard. But when he hit that home run, and off the bat, it was no doubt.
So when he called, I had no thoughts of him ever hitting another home run, and I actually was thinking, I've missed it. I missed the home run, but at least he got it.
2 days later, my dad came down to watch our game against Curry, and after hitting one home run, I was really disappointed he couldn't see it. I was determined to show him something that day, but I could have never expected that I could hit another home run for him that he could be able to see.
I'm standing right behind the dugout, right behind the backstop, and all of a sudden he hits the shot, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, that has a shot. And the ball goes out. Felt like I was dreaming.
And for him to be able to see that, and I remember running, I didn't look for him. I was just tried to stay as calm, cool, and collected as possible, trying to make it look like I had done it before, because I had. The expression on Mr. Coleman's face was just unbelievable. It was just utter joy and excitement for his son.
I thought I was dreaming. I still was thinking about it later, saying, did that really happen? Did I just see that?
But to have my dad, who raised me from a small kid and told me I could do anything I put my mind to finally see it, I knew it must have been emotional for him, probably even more emotional than it was for me.
It was like all the culmination of everything we'd gone through, all the hitting we took, all the baseball playing we played when he was little. I've been very proud. I mean, just proud.
I'm just so thankful that God's given me the opportunity to play and for great weather and just for everything he's given me.